So I've been watching a few whales. There's not many just in front of us, but it's tough. They don't got the wind to battle against, so they're able to just keep just out of reach. I haven't really been catching up to them, but oh, there we go. We got a couple just come up behind us. Just two little calves and a couple others too. Three of the other boats seem to have moved over to the other side of the river, and it looks like there's another one coming upstream, so we'll sort of just start to make our way over in that direction. I haven't heard anything on the radio, but it kind of seems like they're all just sticking together right now. Getting a little more busy the closer we get to them. Couple here that are coming up behind us. Definitely more whales in the area here now. Seems like the snorkel groups have been having a tough go of it today. I mean, conditions aren't really all the greatest, and the whales have been moving around quite a bit, so it's probably just difficult picking a spot. It looks like they're about to head overboard right now, though. I'll just keep that in mind and give them lots of space over there. This water will probably be pushing them kind of all over the place today, I think. I think we got at least one with us right now, but it's very hard for me to tell here. I'm not able to see him quite as well today under the water. Oh yeah, there's one for sure. Just taking off. There's two of them there. Well, same thing. I was trying to get up to another small group in front of the boat here, but they're just going a little too quick for what we can do, and now they're headed towards another group of snorkelers. So we'll flip around, and that makes, oh, we got one alongside of us, or a couple here. But yeah, that makes for another lap. Lots of snorkelers out. There's another boat over by Cape Mary right now, looks like. It's got some people in the water. Must be tough to convince people to get in sometimes on days like this where it's a lot cooler and the wind's howling. It is surprising though with those dry suits. You can kind of bundle up and get warm clothes underneath, and the water's got to be pretty cold, or you got to be in it for quite a long time before you start to get cold. I did some little bit of cold water diving, nothing too intense. Like I really want to go and dive further up north in Bantry Bay. It's you can go there, and the beluga whales and the narwhals, I think in June, are moving through the area. So you can go diving with them there. But I've just I dove in Argentina, and that was pretty chilly. And then last year I was in Victoria on Vancouver Island, and I was there in January diving. So it was pretty cold then too, but as long as you're not leaking, and then as long as you got some good Kelly Hansen's or some kind of warm clothes underneath, it's a non-issue if you're only down for 40 minutes or so. Or Baffin Bay, sorry, I said Bantry. That's just thought that sounded kind of funny. Bantry's another little bay in Lake Newell, back where I'm from. Curb Girl is just commenting on the narwhals. Um, I've thought they were the coolest things ever since I first found out what they were. And I was super excited when I found out there's a spot you could actually go diving with them. I think it'd be such an unreal experience to go and see some narwhals. They're such cool animals. They're really closely related to the beluga whale as well. I was doing a little bit of reading on them, and they're obviously unique because of their large tusk coming out of their face there. It's actually a tooth. I think some people don't know that. And what's a little different about their tooth compared to, say, our teeth and most animals' teeth is the dentin or dentine. I'm not sure exactly what the proper way to say that is. I think dentin. I don't know. And the enamel. So on our teeth, for example, we have the enamel, the hard material on the exterior of the tooth to help protect and prevent damage of our teeth, and then the dentin is more of a softer material, and that's on the inside of the tooth. On narwhals, it's reversed, the opposite way, and they found just better suits them for what they're doing and the type of environment they're living in, but it makes it a lot more, it's the tensile strength is a lot higher. It makes it just more durable than if it would have been, the same as ours with the enamel on the outside. Some people believe they're trying to figure out what exactly is the reason for the tusk, like why they've evolved to have it, and there's lots of different theories. I think they've just recently actually got video footage of them using it to hunt or to feed. So that's one possible reason. People also think that it's a way for mating, like they use it for, I guess, courtship or whatever you want to call it, or I'm not sure exactly. I don't know too much about that, but they also say it's maybe to help break the ice. They spend a lot of time in the ice pack and stuff. They're around the ice a lot more, but in the winter time they'd be needing it maybe possibly to break open thin layers of ice to breathe. There's another, I did read a little bit, there was a scientist or researcher who believed that it was possibly a sensory organ used to sense the different salinity in different parts of the ocean. Because I guess the tooth, when you examine it under a microscope, there's little canals or something, I'm not sure how to call it, little holes in the tusk itself, so he believed that it was possibly for detecting different salinities. I think they have they've captured the whales before and then poured saline solution over their tusk at different levels, and I think they were measuring their heart rate, I'm not sure if it was brain activity, but that was to determine with different types of solution if it spiked or lowered the heart rate, and then that would kind of help them determine if it was in fact their sensory organ. Kind of neat, but there's lots of stuff they don't know, just like the belugas. There's a lot of things that a lot of questions that still need to be answered. Cool, looks like we got a video clip by Cloud she brought up of that footage, the narwhal using its tusk to feed. I haven't actually watched the video, but I'll probably check that out once we're off the boat tonight. I think maybe we'll try heading over to Cockles Point. Go check it out and see what's over there. If there's not a lot of action, then we'll probably just make our way back up the shoreline towards the mouth again. Well, it's nice to at least have the sun shining today. It's been lots of clouds this past couple days and pretty gloomy. We got a good amount of rain and some good lightning storms, but can't do too much complaining. The weather's been so amazing for this past little while. We've been getting really lucky. We've had a number of days with glassy water, and it's been nice and hot out too, so a little bit of winds, nothing, not too bad. I just had someone ask me about the Masons over at the Prince of Wales Fort. That's actually one of the things I mentioned earlier today. I'm going to be meeting with one of the ladies over at Parks Canada, and we're going to go through the schedule and see if we can put some dates together or get that process kind of moving along a little bit anyways. I'm sure, like I mentioned, they kind of have a short window, I think, each year when they're actually able to work on the fort, so they probably try to get the most out of it and get as much work done as possible, so their schedules are probably pretty tight, but hopefully we can get one of them out. I'm very curious to hear about it and to ask them a few questions and kind of figure out how it is they're going about it over there, because if I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, it'd be quite the undertaking, I imagine, to get that thing back up to snuff. It's a lot of rock and a lot of real big stones, so I'm not sure if there. I think there is some damaged spots where they're actually doing some pretty extensive repairs. But I'd imagine they're maybe doing a lot of repointing and stuff like that too, which just means they're going through all the jointing, the joints in between the stones, and touching them up. But hopefully we'll find that out soon. Not seeing too much for whales, so maybe we should pop up the underwater cam quick and speed up the process a little bit, get over to Cockles a little sooner. Oh, I didn't realize we actually have a photo here of some of the workers over there at the fort plugging away. Just kind of, it's tough just on my screen right now to see what exactly they're working on, but yeah, no, I really want to get one of those guys out here. I think it'd be a really interesting conversation for me, and I think for everybody listening too. Hopefully I'll have some more news on that for you guys maybe tomorrow. I noticed I kind of flipped around there again. I just spotted a group of whales that was behind us, but by the time I got turned around, they seemed to have vanished again. Seems like they're starting to get a little more spread out again here now. Got a few visitors here behind us. Might be that group that we were looking for. Four whales there. Wow, looks like some huge waves out at the mouth. You can see them curling over out there. Definitely wouldn't be a good idea to go hang out there today. calf hanging out with at least one other whale right now. Possibly right as oh no, it's still there. I was gonna say it might have just taken off there.